713, welcome back. A Carolina comedian who made it appearances on America's Got Talent, Dry Bar Comedy, and Sirius XM is launching his first independent comedy tour, Big Dad Energy. And the first stop is Cornelius. Comedian Mike Goodwin joins us now. Mike, thanks you for joining us.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Well, Mike, let's go ahead and first of all, let's talk about it. What is Big Dad Energy comedy?
So Big Dad Energy, basically, I feel that dadhood is kind of taking a hit over the last few years. And I'm going to be the guy that says, hey, man, dads are great guys, man. Let's give guys an opportunity to be heard. When you look at dads on television, they're not really substantial individuals. You know, they're kind of the butt of the jokes. And I'm like, hey, man, let's get some balance in dadhood.
Yeah, you're bringing dadhood back. One of the things that I like that I saw that you said is humor is pain with a little distance.
Right.
Talk a little bit about that, because I know that you touch so many people with your comedy. So talk a little bit about that.
Right. It's the adage that the same thing that makes you laugh is the same thing that makes you cry makes you laugh. It's the same coin. It's the different side of the same coin. So any kind of tragic scenario that we experience in our life, with a little bit of time, you think about it, you're like, oh man, it's kind of funny. You know, if you reevaluate your perspective. And that's how my comedy, I try to communicate. I try to resonate with family, values, and common ideals and expressions that we all encounter, and to create an enjoyable atmosphere and a good night.
Yeah, and they were saying this is a show for all ages, but people got to get there early and things like that. But talk a little bit about your start, because I know you're from South Carolina, and then you got into comedy and you've been blowing up recently.
Yeah, I'm from Camden, South Carolina, small town, and I went to the military after high school, and I ended up doing comedy later in life. I started doing comedy at my church. Now, most comedians don't say that. That's not the origin story of comics. But I started doing comedy at my church, so I work clean. So I have the type of comedy that you can bring your grandparents to, you can bring your aunts, your uncles. Don't bring kids under the age of 8.
Okay.
Bring maybe 12. Okay. Don't bring, we need like PG-13. I'm not using language, but I've been married for 23 years, so I'm gonna talk about adult things. My comedy resonates with people that have a mortgage. Those are the type of folks that have stuff on the line, man, that are getting up, going to work, raising a family, creating a career for themselves.
That's right. And one of those things, you want them to pay their mortgage, but you want them to get the tickets. You're starting this tour over in Cornelius. Just talk about how excited you are to start in Cornelius in North Carolina, close to home, and just what the tour is going to bring.
It's very exciting. Yes, pay your mortgage, then get the tickets. The tickets are probably not even close to the amount of cost that your mortgage is. But I've been on the road opening for other acts and kind of making my way up the ladder. And for this to be the first time that I walk out on the stage and everyone is there to experience my comedy, they're there to see me and to spend time enjoying what I do is very humbling, and it's very exciting. A lot of times I was the comedian that people surprised on a program, so you're there for a gala, but hey, we got a comedian for you, man. Well, I came here for the chicken and the broccoli. I didn't come here for jokes.
Yeah, and now you are the guy.
Now I'm the guy.
It's not the chicken and broccoli. We've got the information right here. Kane Center for the Arts, September 9th. Doors open at 7. Tickets are available. You need to go to mikegoodwin.com to get your tickets. And of course, as you see in the picture, there's a bow tie. As you see when he's sitting here, there's a bow tie. There's always going to be a bow tie during those shows.
There's going to be a bow tie, because I'm about classic comedy and having some haberdashery. You know, that's a word you don't hear too. I like your haberdashery, Will. You got the cufflinks, you got the tie bar, you got the pocket square. It's all about the style and the comedy.
You got the style and you bring the laughs. Mike Goodwin, thank you so much for joining us today.